Question number 3, this is for Diana. How can collaboration among industry policymakers and community organization translate into long-term some energy projects in workforce development, local hiring, and economic investment in your perspective, from your perspective?
Well, for SHPE, I mean, our key goal is to develop a workforce for the country, whether it's in energy, transportation. And so what we need is, where we need the help on the policy side makers, is we need that support not only for the universities, but for our organizations. So there's a significant amount of organizations, societies that focus on STEM. And we need that support, the funding, the grants. Doesn't take a whole lot. You know, like I mentioned about Equipando Padres, it's not a very expensive program. It's really, we have, the way I see SHPE, we are an army out there in the communities doing what we can, talking to our parents, talking to the students. And so it doesn't take a whole lot of resources to get us energized and engaged. For the industry, we just need that continued support. We need you to hire our members. We need you to provide internships. At the conference, as I mentioned, we were just in Philadelphia. Surprisingly, we still had over 10,000 students that showed up to Philadelphia, even in these times when there's the uncertainty of what may happen when they come into a city, not knowing. For us, we had to provide extra security to make them feel comfortable, but they did show up. And so we need the industry to show up as well and provide the internships. Internships are so important for our students because it also, they get to go in there, experience what it is to work in an industry, and also start learning, being leaders. And then you as a company, you get to experience, you get to, in a sense, they're doing job interviews for their final job while they're doing internships. And they're learning, you know, quite a bit. I didn't have an opportunity to do an internship because guess what? I had to work in the fields with my grandparents. Mm-hmm. And so when I graduated, luckily Caltrans was hiring electrical engineers. They had not hired any electrical engineers in a long time. But I didn't get the opportunity to do an internship because of my family. But I really appreciate at that time that I worked for my grandfather. And for us as an organization, we need to stay the course. We've been around for 50 years. And even in, we're providing value because we've been able to sustain, you know, a low economy, a high economy, and we're still here providing scholarships. So for us, we need to continue to stay the course and continue to go out into our communities and do what we can to continue to develop a workforce that is so needed for this country, specifically on the engineering side.
And your students attend HSIs.
Yes, they do. And our HSIs are feeling the burden. You know, they send students to our conference, and this year they struggled with that. They had to find a way to still be able to get the students to the conference because they see the importance of having them there and networking, looking for jobs, and learning different skill sets.
Thank you. And